your words and listen.
Anything?
Talk to him about, what high school is going to be like, how it's different from middle school, and what kind of advice you'd give them from your perspective.
Jordan, do you here in middle school?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done this for years. You were sitting here 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So tell them what it was like coming into ninth grade at North Broward, and if you were going to do anything differently, what would you do? What would you have done?
All right. Well, first thing that's different about middle school. Sorry. All right. First thing that's different about middle school and high school is obviously the classes are a lot harder, a lot more demanding. You got to focus a lot more. If I would learn to manage my time now a lot better than I did when I was in ninth grade, because I was fumbling around. I was not like putting stuff off, but I really wasn't thinking about what was prioritized. Like, well, what was my priority at that time? It wasn't the right priority, so I wish I would have done that. And you don't want to stress out too early. If you start stressing out in ninth grade, I promise you're going to be miserable throughout high school. So just don't do that.
Can you tell us about some of the things that you've been involved with? Because you are really very engaged in that.
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, I've been the member of the football team for 4 years, which has been probably the best decision I've ever made in my life, by far. For the last 2 years, I've been a member of the legislature, which is a great way to get involved with the school, voice your opinions. You're making an impact on the student body when you're part of the student government. So I suggest all you guys to try and get involved with the student government. Anything else?
Anything else? All right, well, they'll have some questions for you. So, can you tell us what's going on with you next year?
Okay, tell them where you've applied so far and what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, so far I've applied to University of Florida, Florida State, UCF, and Stetson. And those are the schools I've applied to so far. And I'm going to have some opportunities to play football, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's never too early to start looking at colleges.
Yeah, I wish I did that earlier, too.
What are you going to major in?
I'm thinking about majoring in either business or journalism, but I'm not entirely sure yet.
All right, I'm going to introduce Phoebe Gould. Phoebe's in 11th grade. So, Phoebe, why don't you tell them how you got here to North Broward and tell them about your perspective.
So I did not go to middle school here. I came from like a public school, and I thought transitioning here was going to be a lot harder than it actually was. Going to the Success Academy that the high school holds at the beginning of school was definitely the best decision I made, because I actually didn't know anybody coming to school, and it was like I made a few friends, and it was like a lot easier to come to school on the first day, like knowing one or two familiar people. So that made transitioning to high school a lot easier. And in the ninth grade, it was hard to, I guess, focus, because you have to focus a lot more on your classes. But what I found was the best for me is that every teacher that I had here really tried to help you as much as they could. And as long as you show that you're active in your class, like, every teacher will go to great lengths to help you out. So just by showing that you can participate, all the teachers will take that and help you as much as they can.
So Phoebe, I'm curious, so did you sometimes go in after school and work with the teachers with extra help and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think almost every teacher knows that I will be there. Like, you tell me I can come in the morning or after school, I will be there. I will ask you a question even if there's nothing for me to ask anymore. Like, I always stayed after school in the library to do homework, just stay in school, like, trying to focus instead of going home and watching TV or doing something else that I'd maybe rather be doing. And then another thing in ninth grade that I did, trying to gear myself towards like college college, everybody says like you should join like bunches of clubs. So I mean, during the college fair, which is something like all the clubs from school will like set up booths during lunch, so you can find out about what the school has. I went around and probably put my name on every single club, like Chinese club, but I don't speak Chinese, so I never showed up to any of those meetings. So don't just, like, the thing is that you have to find what you really enjoy. Like, you might want to just be joining things for college, but that's not going to keep you in a club for 4 years. So like now I've been an active member in this club, Spring of Hope, and now I've been, like I joined in 9th grade, and that was like the club that I consistently went to. And now I've been secretary for 2 years, and next year I'm hoping that I'll be president. So finding what you really like and sticking with it really helps.
Can you just tell us just a little bit about Spring of Hope? Because there are so many different clubs and organizations that you'll find that we have in high school. You made a really good point. Well, at the beginning of the year, we will have a club fair. And, you know, you can sign up and go, go to some of the different meetings. And it's really not about the number of organizations that you get involved with. It's more about the quality and your engagement with those things. So you all have to kind of find your niche. But if you could tell them that, because Spring of Hope is a really unique program that started a couple of years ago.
Okay, so Spring of Hope, like our main goal, we raise money to build wells in like underdeveloped countries. And every year, at the start of the year, we pick a school that we want to support and we'll be able to provide like a healthy water supply. And we try to raise funds throughout the year to like build the well. And basically, it provides a lot of like volunteer hours. I mean, I've done countless like bake sales, and we've gone to Whole Foods. We have days where we raise money, and it's
a really global thinking activity to get involved with.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's definitely a great way to like reach out and like meet other people who are interested in these volunteer activities, because you do need 100 service hours to graduate high school. So yeah, you're going to have to find something, but you can find something that you enjoy doing. Like it doesn't have to be something that's really, really boring. If you like doing it, it won't even seem like you're spending that much time.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want you to do something that you're really doing it from your heart. The colleges later on will understand that and see that in your application.
Mimi, can you tell them, also, you made a decision between 10th and 11th grade about IB. Can you mention why you went that way and what factors you took into consideration?
Okay. Yeah, so between like your sophomore and junior year, you have to really make the decision if you want to go the IB route or the AP route. And a lot of people say a lot of, like, don't go IB, go IB. It really just depends what type of learner you are, I think. For me, I like IB curriculum because it's more like thought-provoking. Like you're more engaged in discussions and you're writing essays and really digging deep into concepts rather than reading like a book and taking tests, which was fine because I had previously taken AP courses, but I decided I wanted to go the IB route. Also mainly because I wanted to take IB Global Politics, which is Mr. Gleek, the assistant principal's class, and you can only take that class if you're in the full IB diploma, and that was something that I was really interested in. And I'm really, really happy that I took it because now, like, I'm into global politics, and now I'm doing like a Model UN. And next week we're going to Lynn University for like a mock Model UN session, and there's like a lot of opportunities to branch out into something new.
Did you ever think, coming into 9th grade, you would be interested in global politics?
No, the only thing I knew coming into 9th grade about what I like to learn was that I didn't like science. And then in 10th grade, I wound up taking a class in art and history, and I don't even know why I decided to take it. I've never taken art. I can't draw for my life, and now that's what I want to major in college in.
So you took a chance on trying something totally out of your ordinary comfort zone.
Yeah.
Make a note of that. Okay, very good.
One other thing I want Phoebe just talk a little bit about being an academic scholar. I've sent letters recently to some of our students who have high GPAs and are interested, could be interested in applying for this scholarship. Can you just talk a little bit about that process that you went through?
Yeah. So when I first came to the school, I really never heard about North Broward, and my parents just encouraged me. There was an open house to go to, and then I found out you could apply for like a scholarship based on PSAT scores, SAT scores, and like the GPA and like clubs and extracurriculars from middle school. So I applied, and like I took the SSAT here in the middle school in your cafeteria, and after that, like I went in for interviews, Rogers, and then everything thankfully worked out, and I was able to. It's something that's really great if you can apply for it. I don't think there's any reason not to try. If you've been doing really well in middle school, then maybe there's something that you should be rewarded for trying really hard and getting the grades that you wanted to earn.
Thank you. Rachel, 10th grade. Talk about your experience and also about your athletics.
Okay, well, I didn't go to middle school here. I went to public school, and since my mom is the guidance counselor, and she'll be your guidance counselor next year, she encouraged me to come to North Broward, and it was a really good decision because, like, the difference between North Broward and public high school, you get like specialized time with the teacher, and your teachers really get to know you, and you can come before school and after school, and they can help you out if you ever need help with what you're learning during class.